At this moment, a vortex appeared in front of Chen Bai, filled with purple and white spiritual energy, almost like the eye of a storm. Chen Bai took a step forward, thinking to himself, a dungeon has formed. Chen Bai raised his hand and pointed at the vortex. Just then, the system reminded, Hell difficulty drainage system dungeon is forming. System reminder, remaining time 19 days, 23 hours 58 minutes 59 seconds. Chen Bai kept his hand raised, feeling it, and thought curiously, hell level? Even harder than the nightmare level of the cremation furnace. He turned around, his expression firm, and said, the dungeon formation will take a full month. It seems the difficulty of this dungeon is also not low. I'll check again in a month. After a while, seeing there was no danger, Chen Bai called everyone into the team, starting with Song Ziqiang as the first tester. She stretched her hand and pointed at the dungeon ahead, saying, the Dongshan drainage dungeon has formed. With a normal difficulty. The level requirement is from 1 to 10, and it can be entered 3 times a day. Chen Bai spun his wrist and walked up to Song Ziqiang, saying loudly, levels 1 to 10 are perfect for us to practice. Song Ziqiang was startled when he suddenly appeared behind her. But she happily turned around and replied, you're back. I've sent people to gather everyone here for training. We must not waste the 3 chances a day. Chen Bai looked at her with satisfaction and gently praised, well done. 20 minutes later, he pointed to the constantly rotating dungeon space and loudly arranged for everyone to enter. The internal space of the drainage system dungeon is not large. It's best for each group to enter with 4 to 8 people. Then he solemnly reminded, life first, benefits second. Does everyone remember? Everyone replied in unison, remember. After everything was arranged, Chen Bai turned to Song Ziqiang, Song Ni, and Su Xan, and instructed, I'll accompany you on the 3rd dungeon, but you must handle it yourselves. Based on your abilities, I won't intervene. Then, everyone responded in unison, understood. Lord Bai D. Confirming that everyone understood the layout, Chen Bai lowered his head, raised his hand, and pointed at the system panel, saying, first, form a team, then join the team to do this. An announcement displayed for everyone to read, announcement, Evolver 001 by requests to join the Bai D Palace team. After reading, Song Ziqiang's beautiful eyes widened in surprise, is it 001? Chen Bai spread his hands, appearing very casual, and explained, this number is just the identifier of an evolver, nothing to be surprised about. Song Jia's expression was serious as she approached and asked directly, Chen Bai, why wasn't I invited to join the team? However, he simply replied coldly, because I haven't invited you yet. Chen Bai smiled slightly at the corner of his mouth, thinking of this fragile girl. He then put his hands in his pants pockets, walked toward Song Jua, and in a low voice gently reminded her, this is my harem, as long as you're loyal and capable, you can join. Song Jua became even more shy and took a step back. He brought up the past again, a girl scared by zombies, of course, I didn't invite her. Song Jia recalled that day, blushing non-stop, her lips twitching, so embarrassed. Song Jia tried to calm herself, arching her back like a hedgehog, defending herself, you can't underestimate others, I've matured. Though the same age as Chen Bai, Song Jia was clearly still childish. Because of this, Chen Bai found her cute and his heart softened. He laid out many equipment cards in front of her, enthusiastically pointing, all right, pick an equipment and enter the dungeon, let me see how much you've grown. Soon, in the drainage dungeon, as everyone entered, they encountered several rats. Song Jia was already weak, but still acted cool. She stood in front, seriously preparing, and said to everyone in advance, please don't help me, I'll handle it myself. Song Jia and Song Ziqiang didn't interfere, letting her do it, while Chen Bai observed from behind. After a while, he turned to Lu Li and asked, I still don't know what talent you and Song Jia have? Lu Li casually showed her ability to Chen Bai, saying, my talent is Virtual Illusion B rank, I can create illusory images based on imagination, not much use in battle. Song Jia was rushing toward the rats, and Lu Li mentioned her. Her talent is sensitive intuition C rank, growth rate and proficiency increased by 50%. Qin Bai turned to look at Song Jia and asked, is that the kind of talent that grows quickly? It seems, compared to your illusions, this talent has little use in battle. Lu Li thought for a moment and answered, yes. After talking with Lu Li, a while later, Song Jia had already dealt with a few rats. They floated on the water's surface, showing off her ability. She stepped on their corpses and shouted, how's that? I've already killed 3 by myself. These rats are much stronger than that zombie. Chen Bai walked closer and happily praised her, not bad, seeing you work so hard to join my harem, I'll break the rules and agree. Naturally, this touched Song Jia's pride, and she blushed, extremely embarrassed. She glared with one eye, trying to act aloof, and said, Who wants to join your harem? I just want to prove my ability. Chen Bai really knew how to tease. He pretended to not care and said, all right, I respect your choice, I won't invite you anymore. Upon hearing this, Song Jia dropped all pretenses, shaking her hands and quickly shouted, don't. Chen Bai deliberately asked, don't what? Song Jia, too shy to look Chen Bai in the eye, turned her head, her face as red as fire, and quietly admitted. I don't want to be uninvited, I want to join, is that okay? What was worse, Chen Bai didn't let her off the hook and sneered, seeing how unwilling you are, I won't invite you. This really angered her. Song Jia was speechless and very embarrassed. She muttered, I. Seeing her daughter in trouble, Song Ziqiang immediately stepped in to save the situation. She gently patted her daughter's hair and said, Master, please stop teasing her. This child really wants to join. This morning, she even asked me to introduce Chen Lingyu to you. She wasn't angry at all. Song Jia was so moved, her tears almost fell, and she cried, Mom. Chen Bai blinked and leaned closer, whispering to Song Jia, let's just say it's because of your mother's face that I agreed to invite you. The innocent girl widened her eyes and looked at him. The system then popped up a notification. Notification. The young man with ID 102 has accepted the invitation and joined the White Emperor Palace. Seeing this, Song Jia shyly touched her head, overjoyed. She then excitedly ran off, shouting loudly, I'm going to kill monsters. Chen Bai and Song Ziqiang watched her run and jump like a barefoot child. Chen Bai clicked his tongue, these 2 little princesses are really cute. Song Ziqiang understood her daughter's feelings and said, she's just pretending to be tough, don't worry, she'll come back to the villa after the dungeon is done. Later, this woman raised her hand to touch Chen Bai's face, playfully slapped his waist, leaned close, and said some intimate words, I guarantee this child will call you dad in the future. Chen Bai looked at her with satisfaction, staring at her full grapefruit-sized chest, saying, a girl like you is really decisive. Song Ziqiang had also held back for a long time and finally satisfied her appetite. She deliberately made a coquettish move. But the topic shifted, of course, decisiveness is needed. The world changes too fast. That young man has never experienced such hardships. Having a father like you is a good thing for her. What did she mean? That move was really strange. Song Ziqiang squinted her eyes, leaning close to Chen Bai's ear, and whispered, right? In a luxurious bathroom of a hotel room, a girl is leisurely enjoying a hot spring bath. She happily says, ah, so comfortable. Then she adds gratefully, thanks to the Lord's great advice, I can live so comfortably in the apocalypse. Suddenly, a system notification pops up. Evolver Bai has passed the Eastern Mountain Drainage Canal Dungeon on normal difficulty, levels 1 to 10. System reminder, Evolver Bai has uploaded the dungeon video, and each view costs 10 yuan. The girl sees the notification, her eyes widen in surprise. The screen shows a video of Bai Cheng showcasing his abilities in the drainage canal, and the girl screams, "Lord, did he pass the dungeon again?" She reaches out to click on the video, continuously praising, "So amazing, I've never even watched the dungeon before." Then she sighs, saying, 10 yuan, I'm almost bankrupt. In the video, she only sees many beautiful women around Bai Cheng, willing to follow him. While watching the video and wiping herself off, the beautiful girl dries her hair, but her eyes stay fixed on the video. She then blushes and says jealously, "How come there are so many women?" On the other side, a muscular boy with a spear on his shoulder is also watching the video and commenting on. Songgu, this girl's talent is not bad, but her actual combat abilities are still lacking. There are many corpses under his feet, and he continues, "I want to see Bai Cheng take action, hurry up and skip ahead." A street-style boy who loves skateboarding also receives the video, commenting in the group, "The monsters in the depths are at a very high level. Even with Bai's guidance, these girls won't be able to pass. In the end, he will have to step in." While they watch the video, they loudly shout to Song Zicheng, "Boss is here, looks very strong." Many talented people also received Bai Cheng's team video. A man sitting in the distance asks, "So, how strong is that low ranking Eastern guy?" Two tall men are watching the video, and one turns around to answer, "Definitely no problem. It's just that we had bad luck not encountering the dungeon. He definitely won't be stronger than the S-level talents we've heard of." Another man sitting in the front row carefully observes and then says, "No. He defeated the boss, he's much stronger than me." Back with the girl, she lies on the bed, shocked by Bai Cheng's power, saying, "That must be a level 10. Boss, the Lord is really strong." The combat methods he taught are very useful to those women as well. Afterward, because she likes Bai Cheng so much, she makes a strange pose on the expensive bed and sighs, "If I could live in the same city as the Lord, I would be so envious of those girls who get to personally receive his guidance." Back at Song Zicheng's villa, Bai Cheng and she are in the study. He leans on the desk and looks at Song Zicheng, saying, "Once everyone passes the dungeon, we should get quite a lot of low-level equipment. You and Chen Lingyu should quickly collaborate to establish rules for economic trade and base equipment." Song Zicheng answers seriously, "Understood. Is there any other instruction?" He points to the equipment they collected over the past few days and advises, "I have one more thing to give you. You know how important these things are, right?" Song Zicheng places her hand on the desk and leans in to look carefully. She seems a bit confused, as though seeing these items for the first time. Then, she picks up the flesh wall and says with confusion, "The flesh wall can devour flesh and blood, forming a protective wall stronger than any we can build. If used properly, it can create tremendous deterrence." These items Song Zicheng had heard of, but she had never seen them in person. She then picks up another Paper City return scroll and says excitedly, "Once used, it will return to the marked city within seconds. This material's effect is truly a treasure. With it, we can quickly become the only rulers of Zhongcheng." She picks up the leather Bai Cheng had collected earlier, joyfully exclaiming like a child, "As long as the shape is changed, it can turn into any equipment." Bai Cheng sits down and expresses his opinion, "So, how do you feel? These aren't as important as the previous two, right?" Song Zicheng, still holding the glowing items, looks blank. Suddenly, she directly sits on the table. Bai Cheng says something meaningful, "How could it be? You are the real master of everything here." She doesn't quite understand what he's saying, but after seeing many fruits, she is surprised and continues, "So, the equipment that satisfies you is the most important." Soon, the Queen of Jiangcheng actively lies in Bai Cheng's arms. Bai Cheng takes the opportunity to ask her for a request, "I don't understand women's things, I wonder if you can give me a surprise?" Song Zicheng pokes the durian on Bai Cheng's body and laughs, "There is a surprise, but it's not from me." Song Ziqing is infatuated with Bai Chang, as if immersed in a fantasy world, voluntarily offering herself. I already said, I want the little brother to officially have 3 lives. Let me go help her with makeup, you wait here. Song Ziqing lies in Bai Chang's arms, slightly dazed, softly offering, I already said, I'm willing. At Song Ziqing's villa, as evening falls, the villa lights turn off, and only one room remains lit, that room. Bai Chang is busy holding a small leopard, the little leopard's red tail is wagging. The golden-haired kitten Lingyu was peacefully sleeping in Qinbai's arms. He gently placed the kitten on the bed, feeling pity for it. Qinbai had already blessed many stray cats. Su Xian, Song Ziqiang, Lu Li, and Shuanger were all exhausted and had to sleep to recover their strength. Now, Qinbai had become the dream of many men. He turned his face arrogantly, looking at the announcement board. Announcement, you have used the Weining Cloak. System reminder, Weining equipment 2/5, all attributes +5, reduces neck weakness and resistance. As usual, after finishing his tasks, he took off his coat and left. This time, Qinbai was wearing a knee-length coat, looking like a handsome Korean guy. He put his hands in his pockets and muttered, I entered the dungeon 3 times today and only got 1 piece of Weining set equipment. He took out the equipment from the system and said, if I get 1 piece of this set every 3 times a day, I'll have the full set in 3 days. Suddenly, the system popped up a new notification. System notification, Meng Meng, Story Group Member 001 wants to send you a private message. Walking out of the room, Qinbai closed the door and saw the notification, wondering, is it Meng Meng? He clicked on the private message in the system, and Meng Meng's message appeared. Hello, respected Lord. I watched your combat power video and noticed that you can create battle strategies based on everyone's talents and abilities. Actually, I'm not very good at fighting, so I hope to receive your guidance. After reading the message, he coldly said, so she wants guidance, and then replied to Meng Meng. Guidance requires me to understand you first. If you trust me, tell me your talent, then I can help you. Qinbai sent another message, if you don't want to reveal your talent, simply tell me your attributes. But not much can be seen from the attributes. Meng Meng replied to Qinbai, revealing that she was the pink-haired Lolita girl. After reading the message, she was shocked. She then continued typing, no, it should be talent. I will send this to you. While waiting, Qinbai began recalling his past life. I never heard of this girl, Meng Meng, in my past life. He speculated. But the people in the group are pioneers, their talents must be good. It seemed like the girl had replied to the message. He couldn't really understand it, but his eyes widened in surprise. This? A goddess-like image appeared on the screen, glowing brightly, Dreamland Points 31. Qinbai's expression was rarely this intense. He could hardly believe it, feeling shocked inside. It's actually 3S level. A power with supernatural growth that's incredibly strong. Such a power has no fame. Looks like she died in her past life. After calming down, Qinbai sent a message. 3S level talent is very complex. Can you tell me the specific effect of her talent? Meng Meng remained silent for a long time, then finally replied. Of course, she continued typing, the dream butterfly skill allows entry into the dream world, which is identical to the real world. You can even enter others' dreams. Soon, Meng Meng's room seemed to be filled with everything from her dream. Meng Meng added, you can also obtain many items in the dream. She continued sending messages, explaining further, in the past, I could control everything in the dream, but now I can control only a few things. Moreover, dreams can invite others into my dream world through creating dream markers. Qinbai focused on reading her messages. He silently evaluated, as long as the real body isn't found, this ability is almost invincible. Meng Meng, full of confidence, continued sending messages requesting, I want to send you a Dreamland icon to invite you into my dream world. Can you guide me? Chenbai knew this was difficult, so he didn't want to cause her trouble. After browsing the message, he cautiously replied, I can't agree